You all need to stop because what we just learned is so outrageous, so messy, and so blatantly disrespectful that even reality TV couldn't make this up. Kirk Frost just got put on notice, and no, not in a mature way. We're talking serious threats, explosive secrets, and a scandal that's about to shake the entire love and hip-hop universe to its core. Now, tell me why Kendra Robinson, yes, young Jock's wife, is suddenly caught dead center in this mess. And why is Kirk out here looking real suspicious? When I tell you that this secret affair just got exposed, I don't mean a quiet little rumor. I mean it blew up like a reality TV reunion fight. The drama? Too much. The tea? Scorching. And the fallout? Oh, let's just say some people aren't playing games. Kirk might want to start booking a one-way flight out of here before things get even messier. Is this the end of Kirk and Rashida? Is young Jock about to lose it? And why is Mendeecees Harris willing to risk it all? Just when we thought we had seen it all, just when we thought Kirk Frost had slithered his way out of every scandal possible. Boom. Another bombshell drops, and this time it's way worse than we could have ever imagined. Because this isn't just about Kirk sneaking around or Rashida playing the devoted, forgiving wife. No. This time, Mendeecees Harris just stepped into the ring, and let's be very clear, he's not here to play nice. Now, let me ask y'all something. What do you get when you mix a scandalous husband, a powerful lawyer, and a man who does not tolerate disrespect? That's right, a full-blown war. And let me tell you, Kirk may have just signed up for a battle he is not ready for. Kendra Robinson is Jock's wife, the same woman who fought to protect his troubled past, the one who swears she's all about business and keeping things strictly professional. But let's not act brand new. We all know Kirk's track record. Scandals? Check. Side babies? Check. Shady business deals? Check. But what makes this situation so different? Kendra Robinson isn't just another woman caught in a love triangle. She's a woman with power, with influence. And according to a very well-connected source, this entire situation started off as business, with Kendra allegedly helping Kirk with some legal issues. Word is, she was handling a few deals under the table, making sure his business wasn't drawing too much attention. But the fact that her name is even in this mess? That's a problem. And eventually business turned personal. Now, I'm not saying Kendra is out here sneaking around or betraying Jock, but the receipts we're seeing? It's not looking good for her. Rumor has it there have been late-night meetings, hushed phone calls, and oh, let's not forget that one business trip Kirk took where, conveniently, Rashida wasn't invited. And you know who wasn't happy about any of this? Mendeecees. Now, normally, Mendeecees minds his own business. If it's not about Yandy, his money, or his own name, he stays out of the drama. But this hit different. Because guess what? Kendra was also handling some legal work for Mendeecees, making sure his business interests were nice and clean. But when he found out she was doing the same for Kirk, oh, he felt betrayed. And according to my sources, Mendeecees and Kirk had a little meeting not too long ago, and let's just say, it did not go well. Because of the receipts, and the fact that someone, whom we won't name, leaked a voicemail in which Kirk was speaking recklessly to Kendra. Kirk was trying to act cool and insisted that everything between him and Kendra was strictly professional, that they were just handling business. But let's just say that if Rashida ever got her hands on this voicemail, Kirk would be out of the house sooner than you can say Frosty. But wait, this is where things get really crazy. Because guess who allegedly leaked the voicemail? Rashida. The same woman who has supported Kirk through all of his scandals, embarrassments, and disrespectful actions over the years had finally had enough. Rashida learned of Kirk and Kendra's little secret dealings, and instead of confronting Kirk, she went straight to Mendeecees because she knew he wouldn't play games about it. When Mendeecees received that voicemail, oh, it was on. This is where things get even crazier. Because Kirk was allegedly at one of his lounges, going about his business, probably thinking everything was fine, when all of a sudden, witnesses claim that Mendeecees wasted no time in approaching Kirk and pressing him like a new suit. Kirk, as you already know, began to stammer and perspire, likely looking around for security. But the best part? Mendeecees didn't just check Kirk, he issued a serious warning. According to sources, he told Kirk up front that if he discovered Kirk was involved in anything other than business dealings with Kendra, there would be trouble. Let's face it, we all understand what that means. But let's not overlook the biggest wild card in this whole situation, young Jock. Listen, it's one thing for Kirk to become embroiled in another scandal, which is expected at this point. But the second Jock discovers that his wife's name is even being mentioned in this mess, it's over. And we already know how Jock gets when he feels like someone is playing him. Now, it gets even messier, because Kirk and Kendra allegedly had a final secret meeting after Mendeecees checked him. You mean to tell me that after all the drama and threats, after Mendeecees made it clear that this wouldn't work, Kirk still felt brave enough to connect with Kendra? If that isn't a death wish, I don't know what is. And let's not forget Rashida in all of this, because if she was the one who actually leaked that voicemail, oh, Kirk might have more issues than Mendeecees and Jock combined. At this point, Kirk might need to sleep with one eye open, because based on the current situation, he just put himself in the middle of a storm that he isn't prepared for. And believe me, this is only the beginning. Because part 2 will go into great detail about what transpired at that cover meeting, how Jock found out, and why Jock might be prepared to go much deeper than just a warning. You guys thought this couldn't get any worse? Well, hold on a second. Let's talk about this supposed secret meeting between Kirk and Kendra. This is where things go from messy to really dangerous. You would think that after Mendeecees checked Kirk in the lounge, he would have learned his lesson, focused on Rashida, and stopped entertaining anything that even slightly resembled a scandal. But Kirk Frost is allergic to peace and common sense. Instead of remaining in his lane for self-preservation, Kirk allegedly contacted Kendra once more to arrange a last-minute, low-key meeting that was meant to be strictly business-related. However, let's be real, if it was so innocent, why was it taking place in secret? This is where things get really heated. Because guess who learned about this little rendezvous? Young Jock. According to sources, Jock was caught off guard when the news broke. When the news got to Jock, he had no idea that his wife's name was even caught up in this mess, let alone that she was allegedly still in contact with Kirk after Mendeecees had already corrected the record. But the worst part? Jock didn't even hear it from Kendra or Kirk. Instead, he found out from Mendeecees, who, despite not being Jock's biggest fan, wasn't about to let a man walk around looking foolish. So Mendeecees hit Jock up like, yo, you might want to talk to your girl, because she's still out here acting funny with Kirk. And when I say Jock lost it, I mean he lost it. Not to forget, this is the same Jock who went on national television defending Kendra, swearing up and down that their marriage was rock solid, that Kendra was faithful, and that despite his past, she had always been a woman of integrity. So, to find out that Kendra had even put herself in a situation where people were whispering about her like this, that was a straight-up slap in the face. Here's where it gets even wilder. Instead of taking a step back and letting Kendra explain herself, Jock handled things his own way by pulling up on Kirk. Imagine Kirk thinking everything is fine, chilling at one of his usual spots, probably feeling like he dodged a bullet after M's warning. Then boom. In walks Jock, looking like he's ready to end somebody's whole career. Witnesses claimed that the second Jock stepped into the room, the entire energy shifted. Because here's the thing about Jock. Yeah, he's playful. He cracks jokes, but when he's mad, oh, he's mad. According to sources, Jock wasted no time stepping up to Kirk, getting right in his face and saying, "So you just out here meeting up with my wife behind my back now?" And, of course, classic Kirk, he starts playing dumb. Man, it's not even like that, bro. It was just business. You know how it is. But Jock? Oh, he wasn't buying that nonsense for 1 second. Because, let's be real, how many times have we heard Kirk claim it was just business before the truth came out and proved it was anything but? Jock wasn't about to sit there and listen to excuses. Instead, he pulled out his phone. What Kirk didn't realize was that M had already sent Jock the voicemails. And not just any voicemails, ones where Kirk was straight up ranting to Kendra. Oh yes, Jock had receipts on deck. So when Kirk kept insisting nothing was happening, Jock just hit play. The moment that voicemail started, witnesses say Kirk's entire face changed. Because this wasn't some lighthearted business conversation. Kirk was way too comfortable, saying way too much, making it way too obvious that his relationship with Kendra went far beyond a couple of legal meetings. That's when Jock snapped. I don't know exactly what he said, but let's just say it had Kirk questioning every single life choice he had ever made. And then Rita walked in. But here's where it gets even crazier. While all of this was going down, guess who walked in right in the middle of Kirk's worst nightmare? Rashida. Yes, Rashida. The same woman who has stood by Kirk through everything. The woman who has repeatedly let this man embarrass her was now standing there, witnessing it all. And based on how she looked at him, let's just say Kirk could have died from that look alone. Rashida was done. Instead of defending Kirk or trying to defuse the situation, she did something no one expected. She sided with Jock. That's right. She stood there, arms crossed, watching Jock check Kirk without saying a single word in his defense. And you already know what that means. She knew. She had already seen the receipts. She had already put two and two together. And at this point, she was just waiting. But what happened next? Nobody saw coming. When Jock was done checking Kirk, Rashida stepped up. She walked straight to Kirk, looked him dead in his face, and said one sentence that sent chills down his spine. "You better fix this, or I will." And in that moment, Kirk froze. That man knew he was in serious trouble. But wait, it gets even worse. See, if Kirk thought dealing with M and Jock was bad, he had no idea what was coming next. Because in the final part of this wild saga, we're talking divorce papers, legal threats, and Kirk losing everything. Yeah, this story is far from over. So, let's break it down. M checked Kirk. Jock pulled up. Rashida saw everything. And instead of crying, she got quiet. And you already know, when a woman like Rashida goes silent, it's game over. Because while Kirk was out here playing with fire, Rashida was moving in silence behind his back. And what exactly was she doing? Setting up her legal team, getting her money in order, and allegedly preparing to file for divorce. Now, we've heard this before. People have been saying for years that Rashida should have left Kirk. They said she deserved better, that she should have left when he had a whole baby on her. But she stayed. This time, though, it feels different. Because according to people close to Rashida, she's not just mad, she's done. No more arguing. No more second chances. She's finally ready to walk away. And here's the worst part for Kirk. She's taking everything with her. See, Kirk always thought he was the boss. But now, he's realizing for the first time in his life that Rashida wasn't just his wife. She was his entire financial safety net. Pressed empire? That's Rashida. Those endorsements? Rashida. That reality TV check? Ain't coming without her. And now, she's allegedly about to take it all. But it gets even worse. Sources say Rashida isn't leaving quietly. Oh no, she's about to air Kirk out on national TV. Yep, she's allegedly sitting down for a tell-all interview. We don't know who she's talking to yet, but let's just assume it's Tamron Hall or DJ Vlad. And when I tell you, Kirk is shaking. Because this time, he might actually lose it all. This is where things take a dangerous turn. Because instead of defending Kirk or trying to defuse the situation, Rashida straight up sided with Jock. That's right. Rashida stood there and let Jock go off on Kirk without saying a single word in his defense. And you already know what that means. She had already seen the receipts, already put two and two together. And at this point, she was just done. And then, when Jock was finished checking Kirk, Rashida did something no one saw coming. She walked right up to Kirk, looked him dead in the face, and said, "You better fix this, or I will." And by the way Kirk froze, that man knew, right then and there, that he was in serious trouble. But hold on, because this is where things get even wilder. In part 3, we're talking about divorce papers, legal threats, and Kirk potentially losing everything. Oh yeah, this story is far from over. So let's get this straight. M checked Kirk. Rashida walked in, saw the whole mess, and didn't say a word in his defense. But instead of crying, like she has in the past, she just looked Kirk in the eye and said, "Fix this or I will." Now, you already know, when a woman like Rashida reaches the point of silence, it's over. Because while Kirk was out here playing with fire, she was already moving in silence behind his back. And what exactly was she doing? Oh, just getting her money right, setting up her legal team, and getting ready to leave. That's right, Rashida is allegedly preparing to file for divorce from Kirk. And the worst part? She's taking everything with her. Now I need y'all's opinions. Do you think Rashida is finally leaving Kirk for good? Do you think M is still plotting behind the scenes? And most importantly, what do y'all think Kendra is actually hiding? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because this tea is getting hotter by the second. And I promise, I'll be back with more updates real soon. Until then, stay messy, keep watching, and be ready. Because in Hollywood, nobody is safe. Yo, this is the news no one saw coming. Yandy Smith, the queen of hustle and the definition of strength, is now fighting for her life in the ICU. But here's where things take a bizarre turn. Despite doctors claiming she was in critical condition, suddenly, out of nowhere, they're saying she's doing better. Something is not adding up. Fans are in shock, close friends are demanding answers, and the entire love and hip-hop community is buzzing with whispers of a cover-up. Could it be that someone doesn't want the truth to come out? Is there a bigger scandal lurking behind those hospital doors? And most importantly, what are the doctors hiding? Yo, this is serious. Reports are flooding in that Yandy Smith has been rushed to the ICU under mysterious circumstances, and something just isn't adding up. At first, the doctors said she was in critical condition. Now, out of nowhere, they're saying she's getting better, without giving any real explanation. What are they hiding? Fans are demanding answers because the way the situation is unfolding is highly suspicious. One moment, Yandy is out enjoying the night. The next, she's barely conscious and being rushed into intensive care. And to make things even more shocking, certain people have shown up at the hospital. People who have no business being there. What's really going on? It all started just a few hours before the chaos. Yandy was attending a high-profile industry event in Atlanta, surrounded by celebrities, influencers, and executives. Witnesses say she was in high spirits, laughing, taking pictures, networking. Everything seemed completely normal. But then something changed. Around 1:30 a.m., Yandy was seen acting differently. The energy around her shifted. She wasn't as talkative. She looked distant, distracted. A few people noticed she was holding onto her stomach, like she wasn't feeling well. Then, out of nowhere, she collapsed. Screams echoed through the venue. Drinks spilled. People rushed forward, shouting, "Call 911! Call 911!" Security immediately pushed people back, trying to clear the space around her. Within minutes, paramedics arrived and were seen working on her right there on the floor. By the time they got her into the ambulance, she was barely conscious. As soon as the news hit the internet, social media exploded. No way. Yandy was just fine earlier. What happened? Somebody better start talking.